Hello, everyone. Remember that December 10th, there are plans for protests across Nigeria and also in other countries outside of Nigeria. The Take It Back movement warns police against banning December 10 peaceful protests. There has been some bans that have been going on. I think the Nigerian police said they don't want to see protests in Ekiti, the ones in Ekiti and all of that, which of course they do not have a right to do that. If they don't want to see protests, then they should do the needful, which is to release Mr. Dele Farotimi. There is nothing that warrants him being, held up the way he has been held up. There's nothing that warrants him being incarcerated. If somebody feels that he has maligned them or he has made some how do they put it? Is it libelous statement against them? I hope I pronounced that well, against them. Then they should follow the due process of the law and get it solved in that way. They should sue him. They should take him to court. They should demand for either retraction, apology, demand for compensation for what they have suffered. Those are the things. But for them to come and hound him, abduct him, take him away from Lagos and take him all the way to Ekiti State, that is totally unacceptable. The Take It Back movement has warned Nigerian police against stopping the proposed peaceful protest scheduled for December 10 in Ekiti State. The movement urged the state government to immediately release Dele Farotimi and lift the ban on the proposed protest, warning that the suppression of civic freedom would not be accepted. In a statement released on Friday, Take It Back Southwest coordinator Comrade Netufo Tomide described the arrest as blatant attempt to silence a vocal critique of the government and to suppress the fundamental rights of Nigerians to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. Comrade Tomide explained that the right to protest is enshrined in Section 40 of the Nigerian Constitution, which guarantees citizens the right to peaceful assembly and association. The statement read, "We reject the Ekiti State Police Command's claims that Dele Farotimi's arrest was lawful. The command's actions are a clear violation of the fundamental rights as guaranteed by the Nigerian Constitution. Furthermore, we assert that protest is a fundamental right in Nigeria as enshrined in Section 40 of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to peaceful assembly and association. The Ekiti State Police Command's ban on lawful gatherings and protests is an unconstitutional attempt to stifle dissenting voices and suppress the rights of citizens to express themselves freely. We therefore demand the immediate and unconditional release of Dele Farotimi. We also call on the Nigerian authorities to respect the rights of citizens to freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and association. We stand in solidarity with Dele Farotimi and all those who are fighting for justice, equality, and human rights in Nigeria." Tomide added. The protests that is going on, there are going to be quite a number of protests. And I recently just saw, I think a while ago, that Ontario, Canada, would also be having a protest on the 10th of December 2024, which is rounded up. And the 10th of December, I think, happens to be the Day of Human Rights, if I'm not mistaken. And so here we have someone's right who is blatantly being suppressed by someone who ironically is supposed to be a legal luminary, is someone who has paid £10 million to a university in London and to entrench democracy back in Nigeria. Not democracy, human rights back in Nigeria. And this is someone who on his own, in the little part that he's going to do, is actually suppressing and oppressing the human rights in Nigeria. Nobody questions the right that Mr. Afebabalola has to go to court and sue for defamation and ensure and ask for compensation. But what he does not have the right to do is to hound Dele Farotimi in the manner that he has gone about it. is to get police to come in and arrest and abduct him, because you cannot even call that an arrest. Go into his law firm, use gun on the staff, beat up some of them, take away their phones, and all of that, and then bundle him into a car and take him all the way from Lagos to Ekiti State, something that is said to be over 300, kilometers. These are not ways that you address issues. And when Dele Farotimi wrote about the criminal justice system in Nigeria, this is exactly what he was talking about. And here we are in real time, in real life, we're seeing this play out, this abuse of the justice system, the criminalization of the justice system, and situation whereby it seems as if the highest bidder is the one who happens to control the judiciary and get it to do whatever it is that what it wants to be done. And then not forgetting also the Nigerian police that always happens to be a willing tool of oppression for anyone out there. And it's really something that that Nigerians should really be invested in and should be focused on. And this is all going into the grand plan that we have seen in the way that it's being executed, where it seems as if people who happen to have voices, who speak up on issues, are deliberately being maligned, being attacked, whether it's verbally, whether it's online, whether it's physically, and also being incarcerated because they came out to speak. And so these are things that we must ensure that we are not allowing this to become the norm. The civic space cannot be shrunk. And for those of you who can, as much as possible, know that the protest that is being done, it's not really a protest for Dele Farotimi per se, but it's a protest for every one of us, because remember what they say about injustice to one being injustice to all. And if you do nothing when it happens to another, it's only a matter of time before it gets so. You will all have victims waiting to happen. And the more they are able to do this and get away with it, the more they will continue to do more. And those are things that definitely, we should not be accepting. It's quite a shame that people think because they have power in a way that they can use it indiscriminately to suppress other people and their human rights. Yes, seek for redress, seek for justice, but don't do it in an unjust manner, in a manner that sort of like explains all the things that the person was actually saying in the book that he had written.